Hello, everyone. Zulfiqar here with another episode of the 5 Minute Show, where I try to break down a market, a finance, or economic concept within 5 minutes. Today, I'm going to be talking about silver. It is one of the best performing assets of 2025, up more than 100% year to date. Everyone is talking about it, everyone is chasing it, but here is the real questions. What happens next? For that, we're going to look at the history. Let's start with what's happening with silver prices right now. Let's get into fundamentals a little bit. Just to say the least, there is a perfect storm brewing here. You have this tariff uncertainty. Investors are asking what happens if US, slaps tariffs on silver importers, and what if other countries do the same? Inventories are collapsing. London and Shanghai recently have seen massive declines in their inventories. And there's also a structural deficit in the silver market over the past few years because, there is a spending on solar, mine production isn't that high. Plus, there are other more factors to that deficit. Plus, there is that massive ETF inflows now where investors are buying into silver ETFs, trying to speculate on silver prices. Now, let's go back to the history. We have seen two major bull cycles in silver market before, and we know how they behaved every single time. So let's go to the cycle number one, which was between 1971 and 1980. Silver went from $1.27 per ounce in 1971 to $49.45 by early 1980. This is a move of around 3,800%. But there was one thing in this cycle. Most of the gains came in the final stage of the cycle. And by that, I mean the gains came within months. Now, looking at the bull cycle number two, which happened between 1993 to 2011. During this time, silver made a low of $3.53 in 1993 to a high of $49.51 in 2011. This is an increase of over 1,300%. But once again, majority of the gains came in the late stage of the cycle. Just to give you some perspective, in the first cycle, silver prices didn't close above $7.50 until 1979 and then shot to $49.45 by early 1990. Months. We're talking months here. In the second cycle, silver prices did not break above 10 until 2006. That's roughly 13 years later. Then it ran to around $21.24 in 2008, and then crashed below $10 again, and then surged from around $9 in late 2008 all the way to $49.51 in 2011. But if you didn't participate in this entire time, but you just bought in, say in August of 2010 and sold in April of 2011, silver jumped 156% in about 8 months. Now, here's a big question. Where are we today? First, let's look at some facts. Silver bottomed in 2020 at $11.64 an ounce. It rallied from there all the way to $29.84 that same year. Then it saw a decline of roughly 40% by 2022. And eventually, those highs that were made in 2020 were broken in 2024. Silver since then, from the breaking those highs in 2024, is up roughly 113%. And if you look from the lows of 2020, silver prices is up 446%. Based on the previous cycles, it's starting to look like silver could be entering or in the midst of a stage of the cycle where majority of the gains typically happen. And it's important to know that this is also the late stage of the cycle. If you go look back at the late stage of the silver cycles that have happened before, you'll find something similarities between those and what's happening now. You see headlines about shortages, you see premiums increasing on bullion, you see investor demand surging, and silver it starts to outperform gold. And right now, this is happening. Silver is up again 111% year to date. Meanwhile, gold is up 62.33%. It awfully looks like we're in classic, late cycle behavior in the silver market. Look, I am not saying silver is done. The fundamentals in the silver market remain solid. More upside is very possible, but ignoring history is very dangerous. After the two silver peaks that we saw, the first cycle took 13 years to bottom again, and the second cycle took about 9 years to bottom again. And from each peak to the next low, in the cycle one, silver prices drop 92%. In the cycle two, silver prices drop about 76%. Silver has delivered two periods of stellar growth followed by two massive declines. And you have to ask, could this time be different? And if it's not different, could a very long winter follow in the silver market? If you like what you saw, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and also check out zulfiqarresearch.com where I post regular updates. While you're there, you might also want to take a look at the Trade Ideas page. I am building something exciting and will be announcing soon, so stay tuned. I'll be back with another episode soon, so stay tuned and goodbye for now.